Imam al-Ghazali, in his book, the Ihya Ulum al-Din, I think it's in Bab al-Safar, if I recall, he actually says about handasa, وَيَحْرُمُ التَّعَمُّقُ بِالْحَنْدَسَةِ. Going too deeply into mathematics is prohibited. Now, some people, if you tell engineers that today, but nuclear power came out of this, I mean, we're on the verge of environmental destruction and disaster. Like, we've got the polar ice caps melting, all these things happening, and it's largely a result of science. And if you read, there's a book that came out recently called Infinitesimals. Did anybody see that book? It's about the attempt of the Catholic Church, and it worked for about 200 years, of stopping the mathematical concept of infinitesimals coming in to the schools. So they actually prohibited it. Now people say, oh, it's evil, and that's because they're against knowledge, but they actually were worried about what it would lead to. And so, in the end, it's the wheel of fortune. People think this stuff is all good, but it might be in it. And that's where, if you have tawfiq from Allah, I mean, look, kullu amrin ذي بال لا يبدأ ببسم الله فهو أجذم فهو أقطع. Everything that doesn't begin with the name of Allah and then in the name of Allah, everything, kullu amrin ذي بال, every matter that is important or momentous that is not consummated with Bismillah, it is cut off from barakah. And so that means all of this knowledge that these shayateen have developed there's no barakah in it. The car, to me, is like one of the worst inventions ever. And if you read Henry Ford and that guy, you see what type of a person he was. But the car, I mean, look at more people are killed by the car every year. The wars, people have no idea how many people are killed. Like, you're dealing in the millions. This is a holocaust of unprecedented proportions from cars. Not to mention all of the pollution that comes from cars, all of the animals that have been killed by cars. I was once arguing with a this was in my younger days when I used to argue a lot. But I was arguing with this Arab taxi driver about how evil cars were. I was probably 22 or 3. We were in the Emirates. I remember this very well. And I was saying, Wallahi hadi sayyara min shaitan. He said, La wallahi ya akhi, hadi sayyara khair. Right when he said that, he struck a cat. I swear to God. Right when he said that, he struck a cat. And I said, I rest my case. That's what I said to him. I said, I'm miskeen, haywan miskeen. Ish dhanbuhu. Asphalt. Think of how many people have died because of asphalt. Children, all those children on the playgrounds, they used to have dirt. They'll fall on dirt, they don't die. Might get hurt a little bit, bruised. Now, asphalt, finally, there's in rich places in America, they're making it like earth, it's plastic, because some company like DuPont, right, poisoning the planet, worked out that, oh yeah, hey, we could sell them, petroleum byproduct that their kids, when they fall off the monkey bars, they won't break their necks on the asphalt. I mean, when I first got my driver's license, they used to have they had a film you had to watch called Red Asphalt. It was about all this gory, what happens when you drive around. So, I'm totally against cars. If I could give up a car, I would. I really would. I hate cars. I hate planes. Planes, another evil invention, kills millions of people. Untold numbers of people have died from planes. Bombs, aerial bombing. And if you study who invented the rocket fuel, right? Like, Werner von Braun, the German Nazi that they brought, Operation Paperclip, brought him into the United States with all those other Nazis. They brought the brilliant Nazis to the United States, and then they sent all the torturers to Egypt and Syria. The Nazi torturers taught all the Syrians how to torture people. That's why they're so good at it in Syria, because they learned from the masters. That's all history. I'm not making that up. You can look at that. They were in Egypt. All those Nazis were living in Egypt, right? Who got them out? They knew where they were.